Excel provides us with interesting ways and powerful ways in order to be able to analyze data. Let's go back to the example we had with our students with the grades, where they had 5 grades, 5 different exam grades, and we have record of their status in the agenda. Let's look at exam 2, for example, and let's get a chart on exam 2, but we're going to make use of what's called the histogram add-in feature. This will enable us to see how the grades are spread out in a more meaningful manner. To do that, we have to make sure that we have the add-ins, so we have to remember to go back to check where that is. Go to Data, then Data Analysis, and we're going to go to Histogram. Click on OK, and we are asked where is the input range. So we're going to be looking at exam 2. Let's highlight exam 2. Let's highlight even the title, exam 2. Let's go all the way down, and we're going to ignore for the time being bin range. We'll come back to that. Let's go to labels and check that, and let's check also the chart output. Let's click on that, and we should see momentarily a chart depicting the grades. Now this is, Excel is calling this a histogram. In reality, a histogram really, this is really a bar chart. Histogram has to have no spaces in between. And we're going to change it so that it will be a true histogram from a statistical point of view. How do we do this? We will click on one of the bars. Now all of them are highlighted. Right click and go down to Format Data Series. We will now change the gap width to make it 0, and we will close it out. We now see what is called a true histogram, and we see that very few grades were in the low area 55, and it began to increase and then dropped off as well. Now at this point, the numbers on the number line are okay to be able to interpret. However, it would be more meaningful if we had them in whole numbers, say something like 55 to 60, 65 to 70, or something in that range, or maybe 50 to 60, then 60 to 70. We're going to change that by changing the bin. To make use of the bin, we will start over again to demonstrate. Let's again highlight the grades. But first, let's go to our data analysis. Histogram has been selected before. It still is retained in memory. Click on OK. Everything else stays the same. The only difference now is the bin range. In the bin range, we're going to click on, and we're going to define the bin range to be, as an example, let's say Y1, Y5, and we'll continue with that to Y9. Now, in Y5, we need to enter the data, the actual bin numbers and bin letters. So let's do that first. It'll be clearer. And let me just cancel that out and put in the numbers that we're going to be using. Let's say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay? Let's begin this one more time. Let's go to our data analysis, quickly go through it. Histogram, click on that. The bin range now has been defined to be everything from 50 down to 90, and we have labels in there as well. Everything else stays the same. Let's click on OK, and there we go. Now we have, as you can see, the grades much more clearly explained. And let's make this into a histogram one more time. We now again see a final result, and we see that the grades are pretty much evenly spread out between 60 and over 90. So we had an equal amount of students belonging into each category. We can see that also on the left-hand side by looking at the frequency, and this tells us how many fall into each category, so we can make our decisions from here and decide whether the test was too difficult because we had so many grades in the 60 area, and possibly we'd like to increase the grade result to have more students in 70 and 80. So we can play around with those numbers.